Hello, everybody. My name is Wes. I'm here with my good friend Demo, and
Hello.
we are checking out a very interesting video today. A person on 4chan that likes to sweat the sheets, clap the cheeks, spread the cheeks of floor tiles.
Oh God.
So
what the
yeah, that is exactly what we're in for today. Let's get right onto that video. Follow me on Twitter, Instagram, not Facebook, but yeah, follow me on the links in the description. Video time. Oh my gosh, a tile, somebody who's sexually attracted to tiles? Holy wee wow.
This video is sponsored by Surfshark.
Are we sponsored by Surfshark?
In
oh wait, no we're
2013,
not.
a guy on 4chan had a question. Could someone recommend him a video game to get his mind off a dark family incident? What happened? 4chan asked.
Oh no.
Well, Anon admitted. My sister found my cum all over the kitchen bench. And frankly, it's a little embarrassing.
Oh.
The following exchange went down in internet history as
the
one
kitchen
of the strangest
bench?
fetishes ever documented. The man in love with kitchen tiles. But this was merely the tip of the fetish iceberg, as he was soon joined by the man dating the state of Ohio, the dog knees guy, and the horrified users along for the ride. This is the saga of the 4chan tile fucker and his friends. This is the Freaky Files.
Please, let's not get too freaky.
The tile fucker. It was the fall of 2013. Reddit was heckin' edgy.
Why?
The girl had just achieved worldwide fame for eating her tampon. 4chan was considered by many to be the dark internet underbelly.
Who is this 4chan?
But while many
Yes,
threads on the
4chan
site
is a
were honestly
person.
innocuous, one was not. On September 1st, an anonymous user started a thread on the video games board like this. Yesterday, sister. Anon, your cum is all over the kitchen bench. What the fuck is going on? Holy shit. What games can I play to get my mind off this shit?
Oh,
I need
you're not
immersion.
okay.
Within minutes,
There's no amount of gaming that
No, there
gets you out of
isn't.
What did
That's
he
not okay at
mean
all.
by this? Why was there a bench in his kitchen? Why was he bad touching it? And so on. And he begins his harrowing.
Why bad touch the bench? Come on. You're in a kitchen. You have towels. You have, paper napkins.
Imagine walking into the kitchen expecting to make yourself a peanut butter sandwich and he's just like stroking the bench, whispering to it.
Quit bad touching my brain.
Feeling a tad hot. Have a weird fetish that I will not name. Get a kick out of sitting on the cold bench, bare naked. Fapped. Hear the garage door open. Spilled my juice. Feeling really panicky and put my clothes back on and ran the fuck out of there.
Why, bro?
When Preston named the
Come
fetish,
on, man. You put clothes on. You could have easily, put your pants on real quick, sat down as you're putting the shirt on, freaking wipe across, and then there you go. I know this is, hindsight, not me, but hey, come on. Logically speaking, you can go, oh shit, freaking wipe it across your bum, and then, oh hey, take clothes off when you're in room, and then wash them. It's not that hard.
Tile Guy
Or
Fine.
have the doors locked.
I don't know why. I just like how
I
clean
mean,
they look and the
my
colors
kitchen
and
doesn't have
lines.
doors on
The more
it,
detailed
so
the pattern, the better. I like feeling them. That's the best part.
You like
I get
feeling
really
tiles
upset
with
when the
patterns
tiles
on
get
them?
dirty. Like when your daughter goes into prostitution or something.
To illustrate his
fuck?
point, he attaches this image named yummy.jpg. Now, as you can imagine,
That's supposed to be a
everyone found this incredibly funny. But tragically for Tile Guy, though he begged the thread to finally drop the subject now that he'd explained himself, they wouldn't. And he got defensive.
You don't
I'm sure a lot
deserve
of
it to
people
be
share this
dropped.
fetish.
He said, not even a little bit mad.
I just like to press my feet, hands, and bottom against them. It isn't that abnormal. I bet if you actually tried it, you'd enjoy it. It's probably even more civilized than the grotesque crap you guys are into. It's like feeling a rush of emotions for a nice work of art.
But the roasts proved overwhelming.
Just stop it, guys. Fucking hell. I already feel really weird about it.
You
and I thought
deserve
this would be
it.
the last place
You're
to be
supposed to feel
judgmental
weird
me
about it.
The fucking irony.
And with that, it seemed
I
he
get
had
bullying
enough.
is bad, but
as
this
word of
person
the
deserves to be
tilefucker
bullied.
permeated other boards,
Yeah,
he
it's just
quickly
wild,
became an
bro.
urban legend. And just as all hope for his return was lost, a second post hit the V board. But before
Of
we go any
course.
further, is this
Of
legitimately
course.
someone's fetish? How do we know
Yeah.
it's the same guy
Yeah.
in all three screenshots?
Oh no.
And most importantly, is my browsing history okay? Honestly,
No.
Make sure you're not bad
unless
touching
you're
your
using a
browser
sponsor,
seeing this stuff.
Surfshark VPN. As someone who looks up some
Surfshark? Oh my
crazy
gosh,
stuff in order to make
Surfshark.
these
Oh wait, bye
videos,
Surfshark. Boink.
deal. When Tile Guy said he was actually Tile Patterns Guy, he meant it. He shares a screenshot of his
Oh,
spank bank,
no.
and this is where it gets interesting. Colorful, curvy,
Thick? Excuse
patterned,
me?
naughty, and
If
many
someone-
Naughty and
syllables
curvy?
fill his fat
Alright,
mouth. So
alright.
then, what makes a good tile? Someone asked.
What the
Since
fuck?
this was 2013 and thick was very much in, Tile Guy pulled out the BBW archives and posted this sensual image of fat-ass white granite, if you will. He explains
I
why.
have many curved pictures because
What?
I'm
Fat ass
don't
white
know.
granite. I just heard that. Why did I have to hear that? Why
It's
is that a
not-
thing?
It's not a combination of words that makes sense.
It's not normal. This person needs to get put into an asylum and checked out.
it's really hard to
Has
find
he ever seen a
quality
mountain?
reviews. A lot on
Like,
the
there's a
internet.
lot of rock to that.
So I carry my
Ah, a lot
camera
of
everywhere with
curves.
me in case I enter a building with high quality curved tiles.
He continues.
Oh.
It isn't just one feature. That would be like dissecting a woman up for you normies. It's the whole picture. Some things just do it for you, and others don't.
But 4chan being 4chan, Anons couldn't help themselves from making fun of a guy who'd rather lay tile than lay pipe.
Please come
And
back,
then
Tile.
One user boldly
Artwork.
accused Tile Guy of being a creep.
Ooh, I
After
grabbed my
all,
camera.
it's not like he
Hi,
could
guys.
obtain the tile's consent to nut on them.
I would
Boo. I'll just cut this out. I won't we won't restart. Well, I'll just cut this out strategically. Because fuck you. Okay, you should be out by like 11:10. We're on track. Okay. Get your butt in here, cuh. Scooch further over. Towards me. Further, 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 further. There we go. We ready? Now, technical issue's over. Let's continue the video. Yippee!
Never come on something so beautiful and clean. They aren't your filthy,
that's what we
fake-breasted
restarted with.
prostitutes, Anon. They're a work of art. I wouldn't defile them. Last
Oh,
post,
no.
fuck off.
And he really did fuck off. Until October 31st, 2014. Finding this discussion somehow still active,
Oh,
he remarks,
no.
I just find it weird that this place out of everywhere would find my fetish fascinating. I regret saying anything again. Guess I'll never post about this again.
and this was officially the last anyone ever heard from the 4chan tile fucker.
Oh,
So,
nice.
is this fetish real? Yes. And we know that because creative writing exercise or no, Tile Guy demonstrates an
You're not speaking
understanding
in
of
game.
objectophilia that is simply much better.
Not a
than
whole lot of
Jake's.
people
That
would be
is,
doing
he
it, though.
writes exactly like
Right.
a person who is exclusively sexually aroused by inanimate objects.
How
Crude
would you
as his
get
language may
aroused
be.
by inanimate
But
objects?
How does someone get this way to begin with? And how can we tell? This would be a very boring video if I held your hand and just went, yeah, this guy bumped his head one day and now he's permanently hard when he
Ooh,
goes to
ow,
home.
that looks hurt.
So to really
Oh, yeah.
understand where Tile Guy is coming from, we need to think bigger, flatter. Something
Oh
Flatter?
god,
roughly
don't
the
tell
size
me
and
the
shape of
flatter.
the state of Ohio. Part 2.
Why, bro?
Swag in Ohio. So, in what is surely a
Why,
crazy
bro?
coincidence, exactly 1
No.
month to the day following the Tile Guy incident was another thread on the V board that went down in infamy after getting derailed by a guy with an inanimate object fetish. On October 1st, 2013, Anonymous
People are
what is
all
the most
lonely.
shameful
It's
thing you've
sad.
done related to video
Oh
games.
my
Now, I don't know
gosh.
if this is how the conversation actually went or if it's just this screenshot, but among the first
People hurt my
responses were,
brain.
I have a fetish for the
My
state
brain's
of
being
Ohio,
touched
and
in
I
such
regularly
bad
practice it in
places.
Minecraft as a form of one-sided erotic roleplay. So naturally,
What?
someone asks him, how does a fetish for a state work? I'm curious because I'm from Ohio. From here, threadgoers began prodding Ohio Guy into giving more and more detail. And just like Tile, Ohio Guy insists
just
it's actually
dumbfounded.
not that weird, and
They're
it's
attracted
easy to get off to this
the
sort of
state
thing.
of
He admits
Ohio.
It has to do with geology and transmission/fault lining. That's all I'm gonna say.
Huh?
But sensing an
There
impending
isn't a fault
tile
line
fucker
through
event,
Ohio, though.
one Anon
No,
refused
there's
to let this
not.
go
There's
to
not
waste,
even one
threatening to
in
use the
Ohio
powers of
or
4chan
bordering
to
it.
send an earthquake to Ohio Guy's house if he didn't elaborate. And so, Ohio Guy begins his origin story. My father
Oh,
was
God,
very much
bro.
into hunting his whole life. I was as well, but not so much the practice of it as the history behind it. Get very much into the history of the Ohio River Valley long hunters. Read many books, devote myself to study on it. I'm rather young.
Okay,
Dad
this is still
passes away.
normal.
One day, I find out an author of a famous book that I very much respect on the subject will be coming to a town near me. He's about 50
Where
years
is
old or
this
so and has
going?
white hair.
Well, yeah,
We
this is-
talk
this
for
is normal
hours
nerd
and
things.
hours. Says
Yeah, this
he's
is
actually
basic
in town
nerd
for a
shit.
meeting of Long Hunter fanatics. Says he can't
Okay.
wait to meet me there. I drive out to the site where the meeting was. It's a national park. Can't wait to talk to some fellow woodsmen, talk history, etc. The man I met earlier gives us speeches
This
about the
is
history behind
normal
it all,
so far.
famous hunters,
Yeah,
etc.
it's
I know most
weirdly
of this
normal
stuff.
so
Sun
far.
goes down, time for everyone to
Uncomfortably
leave.
normal.
We continue to talk. He's so brilliant. Gives me insight I didn't know before that
Oh,
wasn't even in his
God.
book. Never has one man been so devoted to his craft before. Says he has to go back to his hotel. He's very tired. Asks me and the remaining people if we'd like to meet up again tomorrow and have a hike as he explains some of the important areas and the geology. We all agree. I head back feeling great. Why hadn't I met others in my hobby sooner? Drive back the next day. Meet up and see
Okay.
his car. We
No.
begin our hike. He tells us tales of his hunting. He grew up on a Native American reserve in Nevada, or was it Arizona, apparently. His father was a long hunter descendant, somehow. Talks about how his father taught him to get into the hobby. Tells us about how his father was a raging alcoholic, and more often than not, he'd beat him as soon as teach him. It's very tragic
Damn.
and touching. Not a dry eye in the hike. He goes on about how near this site was like the focal point of the spirit of the Ohio River Valley or something. Alright,
Huh?
95% sure it's just a
Okay,
different-
I'm
Hiya.
Some
just
concept.
listening,
Tells
but
us there's
very
one area
like
that we
I
didn't get to
don't
see that he'd
know
be
where
happy
this
to
is
show us.
going.
My brain's
Not like I have
melting.
anything
This
going
this
on.
is like
Sure. Alright. he says.
It all seems
Close.
very
We're
basic
gonna
so
have to hop the
far.
fence to
Yeah,
get in.
where
Isn't
does
that
this
a
get
felony? Come
screwy?
on. No one's watching. They all agree somewhat easily, which should have been a warning sign that we should go anyways. Feeling the pressure, we hop this shitty fence, and it's a slightly more barren part of the forest where it starts to develop into crevices. Step into this depression of rocks. It's much more barren than where we were before.
Okay.
He talks about the connection a woodsman must have to his woods to be successful in his craft, that every fiber of his being must be in tune with the woods to make
Okay, that's
yourself
just
part
crazy.
of your
That's
surroundings.
talking crazy.
I agree wholeheartedly.
Yeah,
I know my
yeah,
father had a special
definitely.
connection with it,
Yeah,
and I've been trying my
majorly
whole
crazy.
life
That's I'm
to
talking majorly
solidify that
crazy.
feeling. He pulls out a baggie. It has
Oh, no.
unidentified white tablets in it.
it's
I never drugs
fucking-
before. I have
Oh,
no
no, it's going
idea
this
what
way.
kind this is. Asks us all to take one in order to further our connection.
This is
Everyone just takes
horrible.
one as if this is completely
How does
normal.
one
He turns to me.
like
Take
devolve
two,
into this kind of
Anon. I
behavior?
feel the pressure.
Oh, he
I'm
gives him
scared,
two,
but
bro.
I do.
Oh.
I have no idea
Oh, that's
what I
horrible.
just took. He tells us to lay down. I comply.
Oh,
he starts a spiel
no.
about the birth of the universe, some native shit, and the effects begin to hit me.
Ew.
I'm seeing full-on hallucinations of what he's talking about. Hearing audio feedback, and for some strange
What the
reason,
fuck, bro?
I'm not scared at all. He steps up behind me and begins to
I'd
rub
be
my
freaking the fuck
shoulders
out.
while still talking.
Yeah, I would
He
too.
pauses. Anon,
This is
take off your clothing. I'm
Oh
so out of it.
no. Oh.
He begins to talk
Oh,
about the
heck
creation
no.
of
Oh,
various salt
Jesus.
mines. He grabs my dick suddenly.
Oh,
he starts to
no.
explain further, describing great cataclysmic creations and how the Ohio River Valley was created.
Oh, I
As
feel
he
bad
started
for
to
that.
come to the end of the story,
Oh.
so do I. All
Oh
over
my
his
fucking
deerskin
god,
tunic.
bro.
Never in my life have I
my
felt such a
head.
spiritual connection to anything than I did in that moment.
Ew.
To the
What
wilderness,
the fuck,
Ohio,
bro?
and the
What's
Ohio
wrong
River
with
Valley.
people?
So to make a very long story short, Ohio guy was drugged and molested by a creepy old man in the middle of nowhere. And
So it
Yes.
takes being drugged and molested in the middle of nowhere to then get attracted sexually to the entire state of Ohio?
That's not how shit works, but apparently for that guy, it did.
Oh my gosh.
he concludes this baffling account with an admission that although he was invited on another such hike, he hasn't responded to that invite for several months now. He says that, to this day, it's not the actions of the creepy old man that so arouse him. Rather, the memory of the spiritual experience he felt that
The-
night. Okay,
That's
so
talking
here we have
crazy.
two wildly different case
Yeah.
studies, as far as you can call a green text in a case
No.
study, of men professing their sexual attraction to inanimate objects. So what do Tile
That's
Fucker and
wild,
Ohio
bro.
Guy have in common? Well, both call it a fetish. Both have an elaborate backstory as to how that is. Both have an incredible Deadwing Dork narration
Something
about them,
tells me
linked
that
below. Both
the same
happened to
person-
post highly implausible fetish stories to the V-board in the same 1 month period in 2013, and both erected some sort of digital shrine to their object. One just happens to
What?
be into photography, while the other recreated his object in Minecraft. And it's this type of collecting behavior that is a key feature
My
of
brain's shorting out.
objectophilia. So how does this fetish work? So first off, huge disclaimer. Although both of our guys refer to this as a fetish, objectophilia is considered a distinct sexual orientation, although it's very poorly understood. In any case, objectophilia, or objectum sexuality, refers to people, objectophiles, who develop deep emotional or romantic attractions to and have relationships with specific inanimate objects.
He's just so noble, so proud, so strong. I not only
That's
love him
wild,
for
bro.
sexual attraction, I mean, we're not talking about fetish here. I love him as a
Can I
mate.
go
And sometimes the
home?
relationships are completely
Please?
non-sexual. You may be familiar with the story of
Ohio
the woman
is
who
is
married
touching
the
my
Berlin
state.
Wall. Ira Berliner
I
Mauer,
don't
whose last
want
name
it to touch my
directly
state
translates to
anymore.
Berlin Wall.
No.
Officially
Don't
married
get like
the
it when
structure
Ohio
when
is
she was
touching the
18
bottom
in
of your
1960.
state.
When asked to explain her attraction, she says
Ohio's
she was
the
full of
bottom.
loving relationships relationship with the wall, although presumably communication is
my
sometimes
head.
difficult. She explained that she found, quote, slim things with horizontal lines very sexy. The Great Wall of China is attractive, she says, but he's too thick. My husband is sexier. And when the Berlin Wall was torn down in 1989, she experienced a traumatic loss. Holding on to his memory,
What the fuck?
and
No.
unfortunately, she remained widowed.
That's so weird.
In a sense,
No.
her story is very typical. She's hardly the first person to profess such an undying love for a large public structure this way.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
She's so cold. It's actually quite pleasant that she's cold because
These people are mentally ill. We can't encourage this. They need help.
Energy. And that energy it's very spiritual.
Now, because objective sexuality is
Oh.
exceedingly rare,
People
we have
are
very
so
few
goddamn
studies with
lonely.
very small sample
Mentally
sizes.
ill.
But here's what we know.
Mentally
a
ill.
2010 study in the Electronic Journal of Human Sexuality interviewed 21 objectophiles, finding that the plurality of respondents were straight women experienced sexual feelings towards their object as opposed to admiration or worship. And the most popular types of objects were transportation, large structures, and public objects with no privacy. Now, there's actually a very informative video about this by a crazy person about people who exclusively bang planes, trains, and automobiles, so if you're interested, link to it. Now, remember how Tile Guy kept organized
This has been a
folders of
lot. I don't know
pictures
if
of
I even want to
tiles,
check
and how
that
Ohio
out.
Guy painstakingly
No, I
recreated the
don't know
Ohio
if I want
skylines
to.
in Minecraft, or how the Berlin Wall woman kept this model of her lover. All of these are examples of typical objectum behavior. Objectophiles make art or write music about or collect photos, etc. of their chosen object. The shrine building is a part of it, which makes sense, right? A lot of these objects can't actually be possessed. Now, let's really
We can't
analyze Tile
have-
Guy.
no,
He has
objectophile is not
very
gonna be a
specific
thing,
preferences about
please.
the smooth coldness of the tile, how it feels pressed up against his body, and the type of pattern. But it's obviously more than physical.
Yeah, this
He
shit's
describes his
wild.
preferred tiles as being
These
clean
people aren't
physically
okay.
and morally. Some fill him with the same emotion you'd get from looking at something virginal and unsullied, while others are used and dirty and prostitute-like. He draws a clear distinction between the tiles he has privately accessible,
Can I
like
throw
those
up,
in his
please?
kitchen, versus
Please,
the
can I
tainted
throw up?
ones freely available
This is
for
so-
anyone to look at
so
online, or God forbid,
wrong.
make dirty in real life. In fact, in his special folder, dirty/broken/misaligned is marked naughty, and clean/washed is marked responsible. And even though he has
What?
harsh words for those naughty
No,
tiles,
what?
he collects their pictures anyway. So if he's dead ass, he's a red-pilled tile cell with a Madonna whore complex. But if you're still not convinced, listen to how this respondent from that 2010 study described
I don't
an
like
attraction
that
to
word
trains.
salad.
It's gonna sound familiar. The shape, texture, design, plastic material used, colors, the way the light works at a number of different depths, surface, internally, the feel on my fingers, lips, the plasticness against the
What
material
the
they're attached to,
fuck?
the coldness against my skin, the feeling of power they have for me, the control that comes from their perfection. But the million-dollar question, how does someone figure out that they're into this? There is a theory
How
that
does
the
it
attraction
happen?
comes from object personification synesthesia. Basically, they detect personality and human traits in objects the way you would any other human. It's kind of like a sensory crossover, but at the same time, a lot of objectophiles openly
No, your
crave
brain cells are
certain
fried, and
feelings
that's
on
the
their
old
skin that
car
they
guy.
can't get from the
There's an
flesh of another
update to
human.
him.
So,
We
jury's
need to
out on
check
this
that one
But
out.
lost in the discussion about who fapped where and who drugged who is any of this real? Tile Guy actually might be. His use of language is
Okay, real quick on that. Even if this ain't real, there's got to be
This shit's
something wrong
wild.
with you to come up with something like this. Let alone think about it. Let alone architect a narrative that you're posting publicly for people to see. Even
Could
even if those both stories are absolutely fake, something's wrong. Just
incredibly specific.
yeah.
Ohio Guy on the other hand. He definitely meets the criteria in terms of his erotic Minecraft roleplay and the publicly accessible nature of his object. However, at the time of his writing, he claims this entire thing only happened to him several months ago. And because he was physically conditioned into this response, and he had such an emotional pre-existing connection, what with his childhood and his dad, it's very hard to say, assuming that this is even real, that it's a fetish. So either it's a total nothing, a real story about a real guy who's into Ohio, a fake story about a real guy who's into Ohio,
exaggerated, made up, which doesn't make it much better.
Guy who's getting off to some third worst thing that I haven't thought of yet. And Tile Guy and Ohio Guy have another thing in common, completely separate from this fetish. They both cold open with this humiliating premise for like no reason, get a negative reaction, and then keep tripling down begging to be understood, even though they could stop responding at any time. It might be as simple as they like feeling humiliated, but we're forgetting something very important.
If it's as simple
something
as
I alluded
that,
to all
like,
the
I
way
guess,
at the top.
but still.
We totally forgot about the guy from 4chan into dog knees. Part 2.5.
No.
The guy from 4chan into dog knees. Yeah, so this one is so insane I actually couldn't work it into the script at all.
We don't need
You know this. So here goes. On November 6, 2014, a very special guy with a very special fetish stumbled upon a fetish rating thread on B. When asked his fetish, he said, women contemplating dog knees. He spelled the word
What the
knees.
fuck does that mean?
Ow.
He spelled the word knees with...
As a possessive.
He spelled the word knees like this. And then he goes, I know it's fucking weird, but at least it's better than tile patterns. I don't know,
Oh,
man.
you called back to that?
Do you think so? And it plays out exactly like you'd expect. He says he can't be the only one. He says it's not even that weird, you guys.
It's
and
perfectly
then he tells
normal?
a story so obscene, I literally can't repeat like 80% of it on YouTube. But here's what I can tell you. Be me. Own a 100-pound yellow lab horse, painting him to be an American flag. He's chill with it at first, but is getting restless. Almost done painting him. He bolts through my screen door, into my house, straight to my roommate's room, picks up her dildo in his mouth. Why the dildo's out in the open, I have no idea. From here, he says a brand new sentence that would get this entire channel deleted, and claims that from that day forward, he associated the concepts of his roommate, her private activities, his slobbering dog, and how knees work. He finishes by attaching a photo of this alleged dog with the caption, "What is weird is I am such a normal member of society and I jerk off to women contemplating dog knees." I don't even know what to say about this one. There's no way this shit's real. He's definitely just trying to be the other two guys. Maybe he feels like left out.
I don't feel great.
I don't think it's real, and I think he's lying about being a member of society. But since this one is
you're an incel.
and
You're
had like an incidental crossover with
alone.
the tile guy, I would be remiss not to mention
No.
it. But honestly, whether it's gooning to Ohio,
No.
admiring dog knees, or rubbing yourself all over bench tiles, nothing good ever comes from thinking with your cock. This has been...
This is true?
Thanks again to Surfshark for sponsoring.
Wow.
That's wild, bro. That's
So,
I don't have any words.
if you guys somehow weren't terribly horrified, I can't say enjoyed this. Okay, if you enjoyed our pain,
This was definitely painful. I lost words going through this.
Yeah, I'm short-circuited. Just drop a follow me, links in the description, Kick, Twitch, Twitter, yada yada. We'll see you guys later. You guys have a wonderful day, night, evening. Bye, everybody. Stay safe.
Bye-bye.